Hey, it's Shel Anderson from Shel's Creative Corner and Shel Anderson Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I'd like to welcome you here today for my gorgeous Posies sketch class. Kind of needed a class for some ladies who have purchased from me in the last week, and I just wanted to give them a free class. And each one of the ladies that purchased from me actually own the gorgeous Posy stamp set. So I took a sketch and I'm just going to show you different ways that you can use the one stamp set to create 3 different cards. These are very simple, very easy, and like I said, it's based on a sketch. We're going to use the gorgeous Posies stamp set. We're going to use the stitched rectangle dies and the subtle embossing folder. The subtle embossing folder and the gorgeous Posies are retiring items. We're going to use the dark old olive Stampin' Blend. Our ink colors for these projects are Crumb Cake, Just Jade, Melon Mambo, Magenta Madness, and Memento Black. We're also going to be using 2 more retiring items, the 2-inch circle and the 2 1/4-inch circle punch. All right, so for our first card, I've done some pre-cutting. This one is still too big, I can tell by the look of it. We're going to need to cut this one down. And this needs to go to 5.5 by 8.5, and we'll score that at 4 1/4. So there is our card base for our first card. My voice is a little croaky tonight. I haven't been talking a lot. All right. So then I used a piece of Just Jade and the largest stitched rectangle die, and we're going to use that for the matte layer on the front of our card. And I'm just going to pull in my Tombow and attach that right to the front of the card. All right, I see a little edge that didn't cut very well. I want to straighten that out. There we go. All right, so we have that layer. Then I took some of, this is the Flowers for Every Season DSP that's found in the annual catalog. This also is retiring, and it has the Just Jade color in it. So I used another one of the stitched rectangles, and I cut 2 pieces of this DSP, and we're going to pop those on the front of the card like so. And we're just going to overlap them a little bit like so. Then I took a piece of 1 inch by 3 3/4 of the same Just Jade, and I ran it through the subtle embossing folder. And we're going to put a little bit of this on here. I'm going to go right across the front panel of the card. All right, and from that gorgeous Posies, I used the Celebrating Your Day greeting and punched that out with a 2-inch punch. And I'm going to layer that up on a Just Jade 2 1/4 inch. And I think we will bring in, I can find them here, some dimensionals to pop that up on. All right. So far, so good. And now I have stamped the leaves in Just Jade. I used the dark old olive marker to color in the white space, And then I use the same Memento black ink to stamp the veining. So I have that leaf. And then I have stamped the flower in the Magenta Madness, and the center is Memento black. So we are just going to layer these two together and pop them on our card. I don't know how or where. How about something like that? That'll work for me. Whatever works for you. Go something like that. And maybe a couple of dimensionals on here too, just so that it's the same height. All right, and I'm going to go something like that. And because I can, I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella, and I am going to glitter up that flower and make it sparkle. And then I think I will go into my magic bag of tricks and find some basic rhinestones, and we will bling this up a little bit. Oh, I'm going to chase them. It's going to be one of those days. All right, how about one up there, one down here, and one over there. And that, my friends, is our first card. All right, now we're going on to our next card. This one I have chosen a piece of early espresso, and this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored in half. So there's our card base. I have the same largest stitched rectangle. This time it's in Cajun Craze. And we're going to pop that onto the front of the card, like so. And I have these same elements just in coordinating colors with this cardstock. And this cardstock is the Gilded Autumn, which is another retiring cardstock found in the August to December. It is retired. Ooh, I'm sorry. This one is retired. August to December catalog. So this was the fall paper. All right. So there's gorgeous colors on either side. I'm going to go with the plain side. And we are going to pop these ones down. Almost seems a sin to cover those up. So we're just going to overlap a wee bit, like so. Dimensionals on the back of this, once again. There we go. And same subtle embossing folder, just Cajun Craze. It's 1 inch by 3 3/4. Now, if you want the measurements, the card bases are standard. This largest stitched rectangle, if you don't have the stitched rectangle dies, you would need to cut your paper at 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, and these little ones are the same. They are 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then we have our 2 and 2.5 inch circle. This one is going to be a get well soon. And this one, I did something really different. I made my flour crumb cake. I wanted it to be a neutral. And I have a couple dimensionals for these. All right. There we go. Once again, Wink of Stella makes everything better. Oh, that almost looks coppery on there. Maybe I will switch it up and use my champagne rhinestones. Oh yes, that'll be nice. Let's do it. I've got a little blurb here, so I'm going to use one on there. And I'll put one up here and one down here. And there, my friends, is our second card. Same pieces, totally different look. All right, let's see if I can find my desk once again. And we will move on to our third card. So for this one, I have chosen the Artistry Blooms DSP. That is in the annual catalog as well. And it's all double-sided, so you can choose whatever makes you happy. Okay? And our card base, we haven't scored that. Looks a little big again. It is. So we'll cut this down to 5.5 by 8.5. And we'll score it at 4 1/4. All right. Card base is ready to go. So, for this one, I chose the Melon Mambo card base. And we're going to do the same thing we did last time. Put this down flat on our card front. Oh, I see another little corner that didn't cut properly. All right. So there you go. And I have Celebrating Your Day on my 2-inch circle, and my 2 1/4 is the Gorgeous Grape. So I'm wondering if we can switch this up. What would happen if I did this Oh, that might be cool. What do you think? Haha, let's do it. Let's do it. Make it interesting. We'll go this way. And then we'll go horizontally. And we're going to make this a horizontal card. So we'll go like that. I'm going to bring my flower over. This is in the magenta cardstock with magenta ink and black centers, same leaf as the other cards. looks a little crooked to me. So we're going to just fill that space up so we're not going to notice so much. Hang on a minute. See if I can find... Oh, I can. Let's see if I can use some dental floss. You can do this with cardstock, but it's hard to do it with DSP. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. As you can see, it's crooked, so we're going to have to make the eye look away. What do you think? Does that camouflage it somewhat? I hope so, because I'm stuck with it. I didn't notice it until it was too late. But that's a little trick. If you take a piece of dental floss on cardstock, 2 layers that are put together on cardstock, 9 times out of 10 you can successfully lift them so that you can straighten it out. Not if it's been glued a long time, but like if you're I'm going to go like that. It's not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Now, perhaps I will turn around and get some ribbon for this one. And if I were to use a big bow, that might distract it even more. So let's try it. This ribbon that I just grabbed is the polka dot tulle, and once again, another one that's retiring. Sad, sad, but true. It's a wider ribbon. I'm going to make a wider bow. Let's see what happens. I might not like this, but we'll try it. I'll grab some ribbon scissors. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to lift this flower. And I'm going to put the bow down here and move the flower up just a titch. I think that's very distracting. I think I'm going to go with it. All right, so I would need glue dots for this. Some glue dots on the back of my bow to distract from my crooked horizontal piece. And my friends, we are very close to being done with this. We just need some more embellishments. So I'm just going to flip through here and see. Those iridescent pearls have some purple ones in here. I'm going to grab those. Oops, maybe with the other end. There's the purple one. Let's put one here, one here, and one here. And let's wink up that flower and make it sparkle. All right. So using one card layout, we have I could put that on the inside if I wanted, but I'm not going to. We have made 3 different cards. We've made a horizontal card. We have made a vertical card that's more neutral tones. And my personal favorite is this one with that bright pink and the just jade. So there you have it, my friends. There is a very simple idea for you to be able to utilize your can't remember the name, Gorgeous Posies stamp set. And I just pulled the colors from the DSP that I used. And most of these pieces of DSP, all of these pieces of DSP were actually scraps, just leftovers from where I had done a full card front. So I was cleaning up scraps as well. The flowers were stamped on scraps from my scrap bin. So I mean, it's a real easy way to utilize what you have. And I know you all have this stamp set. So I'm interested to see what you come up with. Once again, I'll give you those measurements. It's a standard card base. The largest rectangle is 3 3/4 by 5. The small rectangles are 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. It's a 2 and 2 1/4 inch punch, and I just stamped and fussy cut the flowers. All right, my friends, thank you so very much. I appreciate your support. I hope you have fun with this, and if you make these cards up, please send me a picture. I would love to see them. Okay, bye-bye. Have a good day.